The entry of Uranus into Gemini marks one of the most significant astrological shifts of the decade, signaling a 7-year era of rapid intellectual evolution, technological disruption, and a complete overhaul of how the human collective processes information. Moving away from the grounded, material-focused transit through Taurus, Uranus in Gemini electrifies the airwaves, moving from the value of things to the speed of ideas. This transit, spanning roughly from 2025 to 2033, promises to be a period of mental acceleration where the boundaries of language, education, and connectivity are pushed to their breaking points. The cycle of innovation and history. To understand the global impact of Uranus in Gemini, one must look at the previous cycles of this transit. Uranus returns to the same sign approximately every 84 years, and its history in Gemini is synonymous with revolutionary shifts in communication and conflict. The last transit occurred between 1941 and 1949, a period that saw the birth of the atomic age, the invention of the first general-purpose computer, ENIAC, and the restructuring of global geopolitics following World War II. It was a time when the world was literally rewired. Going further back to the 1860s, the transit coincided with the American Civil War and the widespread adoption of the telegraph, which radically compressed the time it took for news to travel across continents. In the current cycle, we can expect a similar wiring of a new global reality. While the 1940s brought the mainframe computer, the 2020s and 2030s will likely bring the maturation of artificial general intelligence, AGI, and decentralized networks. Gemini is a sign of duality and local networks. Under Uranus's influence, we may see the splintering of the monolithic internet into smaller, hyperfast, or niche-specific splinternets, alongside a revolution in how we physically move through our local environments. Think autonomous drones and high-speed transit systems. The revolution of the mind and education. Gemini rules the lower mind, primary education, and the way we learn. As Uranus transits this sign, the traditional classroom model, already under pressure, is likely to undergo a radical, perhaps chaotic, transformation. We are moving toward a decentralized intelligence model. The authority of the teacher or the textbook is being replaced by the immediacy of AI-driven, personalized learning. However, the shadow side of Uranus in Gemini involves information overload and the disintegration of shared truth. With the speed of information comes the speed of misinformation. The collective may struggle with a nervous system fry, where the sheer volume of data leads to mental exhaustion or a fragmented attention span. This transit also highlights the power of the voice. Gemini is the messenger, and Uranus is the rebel. We can anticipate a global surge in grassroots journalism, independent media, and perhaps new forms of telepathic or Neuralink communication that bypass traditional speech. The way we define literacy will shift. Being able to write or read text may become secondary to being able to prompt AI or navigate multidimensional data visualizations. Technological leaps and transportation. Transportation is another key domain of Gemini, the sign of the traveler. Uranus here acts as a catalyst for lightning-fast movement. We are likely to see the commercialization of technologies that seemed like science fiction during the Taurus transit. This includes the widespread adoption of electric aviation, the expansion of satellite-based internet, bringing the entire globe online at high speeds, and breakthroughs in quantum computing that allow for near-instantaneous data processing. The transit also suggests a shift in our physical communities. Gemini rules the neighborhood. As remote work becomes more sophisticated through VR and AR, the need for centralized urban hubs may diminish. Uranus in Gemini encourages digital nomadism on a grand scale, where people live in smaller, tech-integrated rural communities while remaining mentally and professionally tethered to global networks. The Uranus-Pluto trine, a golden age of discovery? One of the most potent aspects of this transit is the harmonic trine between Uranus in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius. Both planets are in air signs, which emphasizes a period of incredible scientific and social uplift. While Uranus provides the spark of invention, Pluto in Aquarius provides the deep, structural power to implement these changes on a societal level. This alignment, peaking between 2026 and 2028, suggests a renaissance of information. It is a window where the most radical ideas, from clean energy solutions to new forms of governance, can actually take root and transform the world. However, the air element also warns of volatility. High-speed ideas can lead to high-speed conflicts. The war of words or cyber warfare could become the primary mode of global friction. The challenge for the collective during this transit will be to maintain mental groundedness in a world that is moving faster than the human brain was originally designed to process. Ultimately, Uranus in Gemini is an invitation to stay curious and flexible. It is a time to unlearn the rigid structures of the past and embrace a beginner's mind. The world is being redescribed, and those who can speak the new languages of technology and community will find themselves at the forefront of this new, electric frontier. Subscribe, like, and share.